Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So new week, new Eternity of the Pain boss fight, and this time around we are tackling Terrax, which means Scorpion is going to be week 4. So this Terrax is fairly straightforward and fairly interesting. The main kind of issues here will be with the objectives and how relatively narrow they are, but let's just break down the fight. Made of rubber. For each debuff active on the defender, the attacker ignores 15% of the damage they would take while striking the defender, up to max of 60. That is kind of nice, because when you get your armor breaks on you, when you have 4 armor breaks, whilst you're hitting Terax, you take less damage back. Impending extortion. At the start of the fight, as soon as the defender has less than 1 bar of power, 14 seconds timer started. It's paused during defender's special attacks. If the defender fills a bar of power while this timer is active, it is removed. If this timer expires, the attacker is dealt a burst of damage equal to 50% of their health, and the timer starts. So this one is kind of important because they can catch you out. Basically, whenever Terax goes below 1 bar of power, you need to get him above 1 bar of power within 14 seconds, or you can take a burst of damage. Then we have Powerful from Afar. We all know what that does. Special Delivery, one of the more annoying nodes here, which means you need to throw a special attack every 15 hits, or you will be taking a degen. But that amount of degen damage can be reduced by that Made of Rubber node. Then we have Heavy Hitter, where heavy attacks are not interrupted. Ebb and Flow Intercept, we all know what that means, and Dash Vulnerability to help us do a bit more damage. Now, first, my favorite fight. So, I soloed Terax for objectives with Wiccan, Namor, and Titania, and then I did a few more fights, and I'm gonna go over that a bit later. But first, let's look over Titania's fight. So, this is for Paragon players. I also showed Wiccan solo here, and with Titania I discovered the easiest way is just to basically absolutely ignore Special Delivery completely and build up your level 3s. Before you throw your level 3, get in Intercept in order to remove the Ebb and Flow Intercept protection, and that's pretty much it. As you can see here, I'm degening, but I'm not caring too much. So he throws his level 1 here, sweet, so I'm gonna get in an Intercept. At this point, I'm just going to go in for level 3 and watch what happens with Terax health bar. He's at 92%. I skip that, so 85 when he comes out of it. And then I just start spamming heavy attacks. Simple as that. Again, ignore everything else in the fight. Ignore the damage that I'm getting back from Terax. Ignore Special Delivery node. Ignore virtually everything. Just build up to my level 3. That's it. That's all I want to do. As a side note, I do have max inequity in this fight, and that is also putting in some work, obviously, because Titania is consistently putting on debuffs. So here again, I'm pushed him past the bar of power, getting an Intercept. At this time, I'm already at level 3. Just drop in a heavy attack for good measure, because why not? And again, he goes from 60%, so dropping level, dropping special, so he's taking all this damage here. And I have like 47 Furies, 58 Furies, 59 Furies, and we're just smacking him. Now, Ebb and Flow does shrug off all the debuffs that I placed on him, but that is perfectly fine. I'm not too bothered about it. Yet again, ignoring Special Delivery node, ignoring everything else. Let him use his special one. And now I just need to get in an Intercept against him. Perfect. So now I'm just going to drop in a heavy attack for good measure before my level 3. And it all goes back up again. And as we can see, I'm not even losing all that much health, because obviously due to armor breaks, due to indestructibles, due to everything else, I'm managing to heal up a relatively decent amount, and we're obviously reducing the amount of damage rock field is doing to us. So back to normal strategy, just spamming my heavy attacks, and here I'm gonna let him use his level 1 whenever he feels ready. Gonna get in 1 Intercept, and I'm basically at level 3 there, and I'm gonna use that level 3, and that's gonna be job done. At this point, he's at 3% health, so it's the easiest fight in the world with Titania. Basically, just spam heavy attacks till you're at level 3, get in 1 Intercept, and spam heavy attacks. That's it. With Wiccan, it's a bit trickier, and with Wiccan, though, I did manage to actually solo this guy with my very first attempt at because Wiccan was like the first objective. And the cool thing about Wiccan is that he regenerates all burst damage that he takes from Terax Rockfield on his level 1. And that's kind of what you want to do in this fight. You just kind of want to spam your level 1s and be happy. Spam level 1s and be happy. Even if he purifies your incinerates, you're going to keep stacking more of them. And I will make some mistakes in this fight. It's going to be it's not going to be a perfect fight by any means. But here you can see that the regeneration is putting in quite amount of solid work. The one kind of downside is that Wiccan is actually armor break immune, so you can't get the willpower heal from the armor breaks. But it's all good. So here we can see that we're building him past the bar of power. We barely made it there. So I'm going to go ahead here. I want to bait out his special attack in order to activate burst. Possibly was a mistake from my side here, because I did lose some of my spells. So I need to reactivate the neutralize in order to start giving him more of these incinerates. But we can see that even though I'm only at like 26% health here, we're managing to hang in there. And here I make a mistake, and at this point the fight looks absolutely bleak. I'm at 6% health. That sounds absolutely atrocious, but I activate my level 1, and the regen from level 1 here is quite nice. So here I'm gonna activate the resistance up as well, getting a heavy attack spell in order to kind of like have all of them active. But here he is at like 21 incinerates, 24 incinerates, and 6 passive incinerates, and I get in my intercept, and his health is absolutely melting as well. Unfortunately, all of those incinerates are about to be shrugged off, but still he's at 13%, and I kind of snuck in there. So even with that mistake, even with Liquid Carnage Double Edge, which are not ideal masteries for Wiccan at all, we kind of managed to hang in there. Here we can see that we're dancing to 2 and 3 and 4%. My solo on stream was actually cleaner than this, but we made it. He's at, well, he's dead. So Wiccan is an amazing, amazing option. Right. So let's go over the best options for you guys in general. Right. So best options for Thronebreakers, realistically, is to do this with Sunspot. I tried it out in stream. I did a couple of goes because that was after I already have gotten my objectives. And Sunspot actually hit both of the Thronebreaker objectives. So Sunspot, I managed to get him down to like 10%. That's running Liquid Carnage Double Edge and making a silly mistake as well. So you can definitely get in a solo with Sunspot. And even if you have to use a revive or 2, Sunspot covers both Thronebreaker objectives, so it's kind of perfect. Then you can do it with Hyperion and Namor. Both are excellent options, or Wiccan and Havoc. Best for Paragon players, again, will be Sunspot plus Titania, or Hyperion plus Namor plus I-Bomb, for example, or Wiccan plus Havoc plus APOC. Now, this time around, all of the objectives have relatively similar amounts of kind of like good matchups here. Obviously, there are more champions, and I'm not saying that the champions that I'm listing here are the only ones that you should pay attention. Definitely, there are more champions that can do this fight, but as new Avengers, you probably want to use either Sunspot or Hyperion or Wiccan, or I heard somebody did it with Miles and a couple of revives as well. So worst comes to worst, you can use Miles for this fight as well, because his damage output is, you know, somewhat decent in longer fights. So, size medium mutants. Again, Sunspot as a double objective snag. Gambit is actually very, very good for this fight. Havoc is great because Terax's Rockfield does energy damage, so I can be building up your plasmas quite quickly. Then we have Namor, who can reflect all of the damage back. Definitely works exceedingly well. And we have Toad and Professor X as most notable champions. Again, there will be more. And defensive tank villains, as I showcased, this fight is by far the easiest with Titania. It's such an easy and silly fight, basically just heavy spamming everything. Then we have also I-Bomb, that definitely can do this. Apocalypse, and I have heard that Moleman does relatively well in case you do not have the other champions. Then, as far as it goes for champions like Venom or Sentinel or Nimrod, I'm not too sure if they are something that you want to use, especially the robots, because you do ideally want to have access to that willpower healing. But it's up to you. I'm sure that, again, you can get through with some other champions. But I hope that you guys found this video useful. And if you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next